All right, there we are. Welcome to another edition of That's Debatable. My name is Ryan Dietrich. Take it away, boys.
Go ahead, man. Start it. I'm morning. Good morning.
Welcome to That's Debatable. New Tuesday edition, playoff edition. Just want to start off by, giving my condolences to my man Jared. We're going to take it easy on him tonight. He just suffered a great loss, 13-4. Say no more. We don't have to say no more after this.
Still 13-4. I predicted the season. I don't know what you're talking about.
Predicted the season.
I didn't predict the Super. I did not predict the Super Bowl.
That's cool, man. So low expectations don't mean anything.
I didn't have low expectations.
Just one day it's going to raise up. The bar is going to raise.
All right. First of all, I don't forget your soliloquy. I don't need no morning. Forget all of that.
Ahead,
nah, bro. You just talking wreck now. Nah, I was right about the entire season, Mr. I was right about the season. All of our teams almost finished 13-4, but some teams didn't get to play enough games.
Right, that's true.
So, but hey, our season is over with. Unfortunately, we don't get to prevail. I mean, not everybody got to play. Tyler Huntley, backups, wow. But it's all good, man. It's not like I got Lamar Jackson or anything. We know what's going on in Baltimore. But, it was a great weekend. I'm more upset about my betting losing. I'm more upset about DeAndre Ayton not getting his 6th rebound more so than us losing the playoff game. It is what it is, man. Looking forward to this offseason. And now I'm looking forward to get my man's paid and seeing what they're going to do next. But right now, we got other fish to fry.
That's why.
Well, it'll be like that sometime, man. You can sit back, relax. No more stress, no more strife.
Yeah, I could
figure out what went wrong.
I could just pick who gonna win it all. Troll who lose. Hashtag come sit with us. Get to pick who get to sit with us. Who gonna come visit the Vikings. Who else lost? The Dolphins, the Seahawks, the Bucks, the Ravens, and who else lost this weekend?
Bucks, Vikings.
Oh yeah, and the Chargers. That's the other team. And the Chargers. Let's see who's gonna come sit with us this weekend. That's the only thing we get to just figure out who get to come sit with us, and that's it.
I will say, it's been
4 days since you looked at me.
Yeah, it's been for us three to be doing this show and have the success that our fandom, that our teams have had these couple of years is, I don't know, kind of rare, I guess. Where, all three squads make the playoffs. When was the last time the Vikings, the Bengals, and the Niners made the playoffs in the same year? That kind of thing, just something to think about. It's pretty cool as we've been doing this. So.
For sure, man.
It's kind of cute. I wanted to be able to bet you this week. I didn't get that. Hopefully y'all get to get our get back. But it is what it is. We could start with the first game of the weekend. I want to just go ahead and dive in. It was the first game, I believe, was. What was that first side? Oh yeah.
Yeah, same frame.
Yeah, y'all. Of course. Seattle and the 49ers, Geno didn't write back. He did ball out. Good season for Geno. I'm already almost made a bet with somebody that Geno's not going to produce the way he produced this year. I think he could put the numbers up, but maybe not have the same record and make the playoffs. 9-8. A better Rams team, maybe a better Cardinals situation might prevent the Seahawks from being in this type of situation. But I do think that he could throw for over 4,000 yards, close to 30 touchdowns. And he threw 11 interceptions, somewhere under 15 picks. I could see that again for Geno Smith if he do get the chance to start in Seattle again. You could speak on it from your 49ers side, Ryan. But I think Pete Carroll also had a hell of a season. They wrote Pete Carroll off. Everybody took the back of Russell Wilson. It looked like Pete Carroll made the right move and got off that monkey before it was too late. You was on the right wave with that. But, shout out to Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. They did lose. I guess I'm going to speak for the losers today. Since my team lost, y'all can speak on the winners and all that other good stuff. But, shout out to Pete Carroll and their team did have a great season. Nobody's seen them making the playoffs. I think I had them winning no more than 5 games in the preseason. So that was one prediction I was wrong about. Hey, man, tip my hat to Pete Carroll. But come sit with us.
Yeah, and after losing somebody like Russell Wilson, who's been the face of the franchise for so long, nobody thought that, Seattle was going to really be able to make the playoffs, and having Kenny Walker III come in as a rookie and really just
Possible
be able to run over
rookie of the
things. Yeah, rookie of the year. My man DK Metcalf, who was in Will Ward's top 10 wide receivers coming in the beginning of the season. Those guys, they stood up and kind of, I don't even know if they really gave them a fight, because right now San Francisco is looking, dare I say, prolific. But, I mean, you got somebody like Brock Purdy, who's looking real purdy. You got my man Samuels, who's back. The guy that came over in the middle of the season, and McCaffrey. It's looking like those guys in that defense. I don't even want to speak on that. I mean, Ryan speak on it a little bit, but it's looking like it's going to be tough, man. And now they got the Cowboys coming in, who we'll talk about a little bit later. But that team is looking very tough and looking scary, man. To have Mr. Irrelevant to continue to hold the fort down, continue to move the ball forward and not turn the ball over, it's hard to count those guys out. So I don't know if I want to put my hat in there for the NFC champions, but right now it's looking tough for them guys to kind of get eliminated. So on to the next one.
Oh, well, what do you think of your 49ers, Ryan? Invincible, untouchable, Super Bowl winners? What you got?
Can't be Super Bowl winners if Cincinnati in there.
Y'all not making it.
Anyways.
We're not there yet.
All right. I like that defense is playing very well. I think they've got a lot. They got the answers for Dallas. The one thing, San Fran hasn't played that many good opponents, is my only kind of concern. They haven't been that tested. So the last defense to play them well was the Saints with like Jimmy G, but they got everything going in the right direction. Just don't fuck it up. But Dallas has definitely got a chance. They got weapons. CeeDee Lamb over the middle is going to cause some problems. But on the flip side of that, what I did like to see out of the Dallas-Tampa Bay game, Tampa Bay ran a couple screens for Godwin and some of those slips and had some pretty good success.
Right.
So that we should be able to recreate that with Debo, no problem.
And C-Mac.
Yep.
And Kittle.
So I like how we match up against Dallas. I think we've got the coaching advantage. I think Shanahan's going to outcoach McCarthy. It's at home. Dak's playing well and those things, but Tony Pollard, Zeke, we can stop the run. So, not looking ahead, but I like our chances this week. Just bring it up. Let's get into it. San Fran's a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is at 46. I like the overs. San Fran has the best, I saw it today, like the number one offensive efficiency since week 8 or something like that. So they can hang some points up. And I like the overs. I like over 46. San Fran wins 30-25, something like that. I think they win somewhere in that 3-7 range. I don't know. They've been blowing people out, though, man. That's, basically held Seattle scoreless the second half, minus a late touchdown. So, all is good. Yeah. I wish I could have got to watch that game, but Will and I were working. It is what it is. It's 17.5. That's Will asked me. 17-16 down 1 at half. Will asked me if I was nervous. No way.
If you would have watched it, if I was watching it, then it was looking like a tough battle to the very end. But you also knew that Seattle was kind of really giving it all that they could give, and they gave it all they had, and that's what they had, and that's why it wasn't much left in the second half. But yeah, I do like San Fran against Dallas, but I do think I'm not gonna say that yet until we get there. But the Chargers and Jaguars game, did you guys get to catch that? Anybody?
I'm pretty sure all of us is like most of America tuned in until about halftime, and most of us fell asleep, man. I can't deny it and can't say anything else, but I was watching it, tried to stay awake, and woke up and was shocked. So
yeah. It sucks though, because I fell asleep too. But I didn't fall asleep just because the game was boring or because the Jags didn't show up. I just got too comfortable on the couch, which I call the sunken place, and just dozed off. But I picked the Jags to cover 3.5. I knew that I felt like the entire time the Jags was going to win, and that if the Chargers did win, it'd come down to a Badgley field goal, however you say his last name. But also a coaching error that I felt like Dougie P would outcoach. I just had a brain fart. Staley. I figured Dougie P outcoached Staley. I really don't like Staley's game planning at all. A lot of the analysts are saying that he was coaching scared. It kind of looked like it for a coach that always is over aggressive. Now there were some moments in that game where he could have did his little analytical thing, but he chose not to and took the points, which that's kind of what I and others have killed him about in the past. But maybe rightfully so, he will be fired. Hey, coaches who it's not a bad thing if a coach get fired. By the way, they still get paid their entire contract. So it's coaches like my man's that's in Carolina, Matt Rule, who just got another contract with another school, still getting paid from Carolina, and so on and so forth. Like, dude that just got fired in Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury, he's still getting paid. So yeah, you can fire this coach and move on and figure out what's best for Justin Herbert. I'm hearing a lot of Sean Payton rumors. Again, I'm speaking for the losers. You know, they did choke that game, gave up a huge lead, but they weren't dominating to begin with. They was benefiting from tip passes and errors from the young Prince on the other side. Chargers, good luck next year, but, you know, like the Seahawks, could come sit with us.
Well, I guess since you speaking from the loser side of it, I'll speak from where the Doves is flying at.
But I did pick the Jaguars, though. But
you did pick the Jaguars. I'll give you that one. I mean, we both picked the Jaguars. Just for it to be known, we're going to be going through a couple of these games. I went 5-1 thanks to Tom Brady. That's the only L. But seeing how my man Sunshine, that's his little AKA name, Mr. Lawrence is what they really call him in the streets. But I mean, you go down and throw 4 interceptions, and in the first quarter at that, and your team goes down, and to have the heart and determination to say, "Hey, we're not done. We still fighting," and to come back. And I don't know what else you can really ask for. We've seen that so many times in this NFL season. You know, a team goes down. We've seen it with Jared's team to the Indianapolis Colts. I think it's a couple other times sprinkled in there where a team goes down, they fight back. But that shows you, you know, once the team is down, that doesn't mean it's over with. Definitely at halftime. So for those guys to continue to keep fighting, I don't know if that's Staley's head immediately. We already seen the offensive coordinator get fired today.
And a defensive coordinator.
And an offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
that just means the top of the head is next. So it's only a matter of time before Staley is gone too. But, I mean, on to the next one. What we got after this?
Question.
What you got, my man?
Dwight Schrute. Question. Which is more impressive? The 4 interceptions. Can't do that. The 4 interceptions or the 4 missed field goals?
It's more impressive?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say,
or worse.
I would say the worst is the field goals, because there are none of those field goals that Maher is how you say his last name. Then none of those were like 50-yard shots. None of them were like 40-yard shots.
PATs.
I think they were all PATs.
37-yard extra
and
points.
That was the first time that he's missed. I mean, all season he only had missed 3. Yeah. And now to miss 4 in one game, I think that, you know, I don't know if he had his key card to get into Arlington Stadium this morning, but it's definitely something that Jerry Jones and McCarthy is thinking about right now, going into San Francisco, trying to figure out, is my kicker really reliable? So some of those passes that Trevor Lawrence threw, I believe one of them was tipped or 2 was tipped or something like that.
Most
I
of
don't
them.
think they weren't all in the chest of the defender, but I think that is worse as a field goal kicker. And I mean, and he got one after that, but we see Trevor Lawrence turned it around. So that's why I deem that one worse.
Yeah. You would think that the interceptions would be harder to come back from, seeing how the kicker just missed PATs off of the offense moving the ball and scoring. So regardless, they were still putting up points. They just weren't putting up the right amount because the kicker wasn't finishing the job. But, you know, my thing is looking at the quarterback's faces on the other side. Like, Trevor just, you know, whip his hair back and just He wasn't like there wasn't a moment that seemed too big for that young
wasn't
man.
no panic in his
Like
blood.
he wasn't like now that fourth pick, he was like, all right, now I better get this together before it's too late. But at the first 3 picks, man, he was not worried. He just looked at the little tablet or whatnot. He wasn't throwing no tantrums or breaking no tablets like the GOAT probably would. But the young man, he did his thing. Shout out. You guys, we will get to the Viking segment. You lucky you didn't miss it yet. It will happen. But right now we talking about the Saturday night game. Anyway.
But wait, we're coming.
I'm going to talk when I got to talk.
More.
And I'm going to, we're going to just zoom past that like nothing happened. But shout out to the young man, Trevor. So first game, Sunday morning, Buffalo Dolphins. Was that better? Was that a way better game than we thought, or is that what we thought it would turn out to be?
Speaking of, you said Trevor, that young man.
What, the top quarterbacks that's left?
Just the age.
Yeah,
I got that little graphic. That's just crazy.
He 23 in the year 2023. He might win the Super Bowl.
Dude, Dak's the oldest one at 29.
Everybody can win over there in the AFC, regardless of what they
young man's game.
Reckless, man.
How? I mean, is this the Cincinnati Bengal fan talking, or is this the objective analyst
even
talking?
if I wasn't rolling with us, I think the winner of Cincinnati and the Bills possibly will come out and play in the Super Bowl, if not win it. I just don't think Trevor and the experience that he comes with is not. He
comes with a Super Bowl winning head coach who's been there and done that.
Talk about the players, man. We talking about the player that go out there and play. You can coach a player.
It's not a young team. I mean, they got veterans.
You seen him throw 4 interceptions, and I said the same thing about your team a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Once you get down to a certain amount of points and to a certain caliber of team, you're not going to be able to come back, and somebody's going to put their foot on your neck and just choke you all the way out. You know what I mean? It's not going to be that opportunity to give you breath and just say, hey, get them up off of the ground. Nah,
the Jaguars got enough talent to win the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. Regardless if you believe it or not, it's true.
My man said the same thing. He felt they was going to at least make it to the NFC Championship.
Okay.
I ain't saying nothing.
And I also said that we beat 13-4. Like, tell the whole story. You said that we beat 10-7, but that's not what we talking about. That's not what we talking about. We talking about can Trevor and the Jaguars possibly make it to the Super Bowl.
That, man.
Yes, they can. They got everything they need to possibly make it to the Super Bowl.
What, faith, hope, and believing?
No, a quarterback, a defense, and a running game.
Sometimes that's all you need, man.
A quarterback, a defense, and a running game. They got all three.
And
they got the coaching.
I don't want to press
and they got the coaching
staff. I
staff.
want to get your answer. Do you feel like they're gonna make it past Kansas City this week?
I said that they possibly can. It's anything's possible.
So to answer your question, no, he doesn't
picking
feel
the
like they
Jags
can
to cover
get
the
past
spread.
KC.
Stop giving me that FanDuel stuff.
His point, he's right. I mean, they got
everything
it is
you
highly
need.
unlikely that they get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they do got the tools. They're a year early. Regardless of what, they're a year early, and the Jaguars
Trevor's
is
obviously
coming.
got some stuff. If
Like
he can
Trevor
come
is
I'm not
made
knocking that. I'm just saying.
If that game is on Saturday, did we find out what day that game is on?
It's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday.
We'll get to
If that game's on Saturday, we know Jerry Lawrence never lost on Saturday, right?
We'll get to the divisional preview, and we'll talk those point spreads. I know we're hovering around that 8.5 range. We'll get to that. Take it away.
Was the Dolphins and Bills a better game than we expected? Because I believe so,
dude.
I talk about. See, that is literally Josh Allen all in one. The ceiling of Josh and the floor of Josh all in one. Because that man could either take you to a Super Bowl or he could, take you to a huge loss. The Skylar Thompson did more than what I thought. Tyreek Hill didn't back down. Jalen Waddle finally overcame all of those big drops in the first half. I'm like, bro, he was putting it there, like on the numbers. Speaking from the loser side, the Dolphins gave it they all. They fought to the very end. The defense showed up. They created havoc and some turnovers. I'm pretty sure there's some Dolphin fans out there that feel like if we had Tua, we would have had enough. But, Tua wasn't there, and neither was Teddy B. Stuck with Skyler, and Skyler just couldn't it wasn't enough to make the play. It wasn't enough plays being made to win that game. But they fought to the end. Another close game in the Super Wild Card weekend.
Yeah, it comes down to possession ball. After a certain amount of times we've seen that 4th and 1, that was one of the biggest plays in that game. I don't want to fast forward all the way through that game, but the biggest play was that 4th and 1 where somebody something got misconstrued. Something got messed up, whether the coach didn't know what happened, whether the referees messed something up. 4th and 1, and the time clock ran out. So I think the Dolphins, they played well, but once again, I think maybe the Bills played down to their opponent. And with that being a divisional opponent, them playing each other this is the third time they played each other. You good? That was the third time they played each other. That sometime goes into effect too. So I think the Bills have to correct a lot of things before they go into Cincinnati, not just being, biased or, because I'm rocking the whole 5-1-3 setup. The Bills got a lot to correct, and I've been saying that since my top 10. The Bills have holes in that defense, and a couple of teams are really starting to exploit that. So it has the makings. They have the makings of a good team, but I think that game, it was better than we thought it was going to be. It lived up to the hype and more.
Lived up to the hype for the
K-State
wrong
legend
reasons.
Skylar Thompson. My goodness. Yeah, what in the world, Buffalo, man? We say it on.
And I picked him to go under 185. He went way over.
We say it all the time on this show, man. Don't play with your food. They fucked around and played with their food.
Dropping stuff off the plate, just spilling stuff. Somebody had to come and vacuum. Like, bro, it was just too much going on. They sweeping the carpet. Like, that's how rough it was.
They survived. They survived. I'm anxious for that Bills-Bengals. We're going to break it down. Let's get to it, though. Sunday afternoon game. Those boys.
Bills, the Ravens and the Bengals. Now, because the 4 o'clock game, man.
4:40. Yep.
Yeah, the 4:40. Oh, you got pushed to 4:50. Actually, I think it was a 4:50 kickoff because of that game took so damn long.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a delay in the game. We started off slow. So actually, we started off pretty hot. I really like how the Vikings started it off. I guess speaking for my team and the losers, but I ride with my guys, no matter what. I mean, it don't matter, man. I'm always playing my Vikings flag, but this is that say goodbye. We going fishing. We going home. We was already at home in the U.S. Bank Stadium, so, it was a great season. Luckily, if Ohio betting was here, me predicting the 13-4 record and the NFC Championship, I probably would have won big on that. But that's not what we talking about. Great season for the Vikings as it was for the Seahawks. The Chargers season was battled with injuries, so their season, they just was happy in making it to the playoffs. But we had real Super Bowl goals. I'm not even going to lie about that. The defense. I'm mad that the first defensive coordinator was the Chargers coordinator that got fired and not Ed Donatel, because Ed Donatel should have been fired back in week 12. But he's still there. I'm waiting on that call. When I get that call, I'm gonna let it be known that he's fired. We got some of the personnel in a new scheme. We need a new scheme and get some youth in the trenches. That's what I would prefer. But it was a good season. He got a salute the whole time.
But pay my respect, man.
Kirk Cousins, man, I really was liking how he performed the entire game. I would just take back that, I would rather you just throw it deep. The thing is, you see this right here? What's that? It was 4th and 18.
You going back to that Buffalo Bills catch.
It was 4th and 18. No, it was 4th and 18.
Correct.
And we got 22 yards. I would prefer something like this, and if it turned out to be a pick, so be it. Instead of I thought I was about to get sacked. I don't care about none of that shit, bro. That's just on us. So I'm not gonna kill you for the game, because throughout the game I felt like you answered when we went down. But the coach, we didn't get the first down. The coach tried to get cute on 4th and goal with the throw it with JJ handoff, throw it to Kirk possibly scramble. I don't know what the hell was going on, but that's not the play you call. Just go ahead and call the quarterback sneak, or just run it with Madison just to get the first down and continue momentum. They couldn't stop us. We stopped ourselves in different ways than we stopped ourselves throughout the season. They scored on a false start, bro. The left tackle false started and they scored, and that's 7 points we can't get back. We got a first down, but they threw our flag of our false start. Christian Darrisaw, all pro tackle, false started. we lose downs. Now we got to kick a field goal instead of going in for the touchdown because now we out of the range. Like we killed certain drives that where we could have capitalized and scored on, where we never even had to worry about our defense getting in the way. And when our defense needed to make a stop, they didn't make a stop. Like, bro, keep contained. I don't like this is high school football that we remember. Keep contained. Stop letting Danny Dimes go outside. And I didn't see. They're looking about. They point a finger at Kirk Cousins, number 99 and number 55. Where the hell were you at? Daniil Hunter and Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith, this is what we paid you for. You were supposed to make the impact then, that moment on third down when we needed you. They were 7 of 13 on third down. The defense is really what got me so furious. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that we need to talk about this offseason. A lot of players is getting old, people on contracts. Dalvin Cook still hot. Maybe we could get a second and third round pick for him. Harrison Smith, I would like to keep him, get rid of the linebacker. I would like to bring back Pat P, stuff like that. But we ain't talking about that. You know, you could go ahead and talk about the G-men. Shout out to Danny Dimes, 300 yards, 70 on the ground, 4 touchdowns. He did his thing. Saquon Barkley, that man, if I could be built like a different man, it'd probably be him, no homo. Because that dude, he could get anything you need. That's a quality running back right there. He showed up for his team. I was hoping he wouldn't, but he did. So, shout out to the G-men. Next game, Bengals and the Ravens. I don't even need you to speak. Bengals and the Ravens. Tyler Huntley did his thing.
Man, I'm waiting for my man to get back over there on the camera.
Yeah, that's why I tried to hurry up and speed past that.
I'm gonna just go ahead and just ride off into the sunset like they did, man. There's nothing else to be said. Wave the flag.
Yeah.
You know, salute.
I can't say come sit with us
because we say less from here on out because they did what he thought they were going to do. They conquered the regular season and the NFC North champs. His expectations was no higher than that. The ceiling was the roof.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean?
Okay, no, now you putting words in my mouth because that wasn't my expectation on my ceiling.
You said that earlier, man.
No, I didn't.
The expectation was the NFC Championship game.
Exactly.
Please, somebody. Okay, exactly.
You just said, okay, so my expectation at minimum was the NFC Championship game, and we didn't reach it. But my predictions came out to be valid. There is what I said.
Anyway.
Subtle difference there, but
we go back to last week's
props
show.
to the Vikings.
Good season, 11-0 in one possession games.
Yeah.
And I've been saying all season, Jared kept asking, why does nobody trust in his boys and the Vikings, and not just Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings? Because when it came precious purpose time, playoff time, you know, I expected this. I can't put this on nobody else. I expected, and I was waiting to see. I didn't want to, have to come and do this on this show today, man. I was hoping that we can get to this point and Jared can be happy like all of us in this room right now. But unfortunately, he's the odd man out because his team.
I won't be for long.
His team, right now, his team is on the outside looking in, looking at the playoffs, seeing who gets to the toaster. But as far as the game goes,
Bengals will be sent with us next week.
It just didn't happen for them because of proper preparation prevents for poor performance.
You can't even get it out.
Proper preparation prevents
down.
poor performance. That's the 5 Ps, man. That's the one thing that the Vikings just didn't do. They didn't prepare, and then they didn't prevent poor performance. You get on a certain down.
I
My
disagree
man
with
said he was
everything you
scared.
just said.
I'm sure you do.
Because we ball. The defense is the only thing. Not the Vikings offense.
It goes 3 phases of the game.
Offense, special teams balled, offense balled, and the defense did not.
L. Oh, no matter what you say, it's an L right now.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, when it comes down
to accurate in what you're
Danny
saying.
Dimes, when I was saying, this is what I'm getting all the way back around to. When they're all the way around 270. Danny Dimes did what he was supposed to do. My man Kirk Cousins played good, but he did not play great. He didn't do what he's supposed to do because on third down, like you already alluded to, on fourth down,
I'm not going to kill my man for one play.
You ain't got to kill him, but at least hold him accountable, man.
When we go 7 for 13, I can't blame Kirk Cousins for what the defense giving up 7 of 13. You know that's greater than 50%, right? On third down.
That's true.
So how can I blame Kirk for that?
It's the same defense that gave up 33 to Indianapolis. It's nothing different. It's not
that's also inaccurate. If you're going to say it, be right. That's not
the
defense
special teams. The offense threw interceptions. Right. Hey, man, whatever it is, you're going to have your...
You didn't even watch that game. You was calling the game, matter of fact, so you don't know.
Nah, I went back and watched it, though.
You didn't watch it. I got you watched highlights.
All right, keep it going.
Hey, New York is on. New York is on to Philly. And Saquon is going to continue. Slayton can't drop those type of balls moving forward. And we seen what happened with that. Saquon ball. Danny Dimes did what he was supposed to do, got him on the legs, made big plays on his feet when it counted, and
70 yards on the ground. Keep contained. That's high school football. Defense.
Say less, man.
All right. There you have it. Hell of a game
Tyler
for Danny
Huntley,
Dimes. You,
not Lamar Jackson.
Hang on. You mentioned proper preparation. The New York Giants sitting most of their dudes week 18 to give themselves a lot of rest. Was proper preparation for a wild card game against the Vikings. That was a very good move by Dayball.
While we still have
Vikings
to
and
possibly
Philly,
play for
we'll
the
see.
second seed.
Correct. That's just one more thing that the Giants, that was a good thing they could do. Taking a break that week, I think it really helped them. On to the next one. Big boys, Willie.
Oh, yeah.
Hit me. All right. Bengals survived the Ravens.
Was this also a better game than we thought it would be, just like the Dolphins and Bills?
I don't want to say. What's going on here? Facebook froze. All right. I don't want to say better game. Dude, I don't know if I'm just tired of watching AFC North football.
Yeah, it's ugly.
But it's just, and yeah. Oh, do you what? You don't like watching a defensive battle?
No.
Like, defense wasn't even that good. It's just shit offense. There's no dynamicism. It's 2.5 yards in a cloud of dust. It's just not. It was not exciting, and I guess that's the way it is when you know your opponents that well. But my God, did I about change the channel? Hell of a play by Hutchinson to really blow it apart. But other than that, man, I mean, it was
basketball.
It could have gone either way really quickly. But that's my note on AFC North. No wonder everybody is so sad being a Browns, Bengals, Ravens fan. Just junk, unexciting
Everybody
football.
but Steelers.
We need some. I wanted a Jimmy Chase like 7-yard bum. We ain't seen one of those for a long time.
But wait, there's
So that's
more.
that's what I want.
The game was a snooze fest.
So anyway, there it is.
You want to give your take, man, your spiel?
You weren't watching it like you said.
Yeah, you're right. I'm speaking for the losers. So, again, the losing team didn't
There
have
you
their
go.
starting quarterback, and we're wondering now, where will Lamar Jackson go? Obviously, I made a post earlier today that was kind of funny, seeing Lamar in some different purple, purple wave for purple wave. We could possibly trade. We could throw in Dalvin Cook, too. A Dalvin Cook and J.K. Dobbins backfield with Kirk Cousins, and you can throw in Adam Thielen, too. You can have him, too. And give us, go ahead. We
Get
pay
a whole
kind
team away. What you used to say about
Nah,
the
we
Pacers is a
just
fire
give me
sale in
Lamar.
Minnesota right
Just
now.
give me Lamar and Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson. I'm good, and we keep Darisaw to protect his blind side. But we speaking for the losing team, so I am at least. The Bengals didn't have their full artillery, and Dobbins felt like if they had their starting quarterback, they would have won that game with ease. And in the AFC North, that's very debatable or whatnot, but we would never know that. So we're trying to figure out what is the Baltimore Ravens going to do with Lamar Jackson? Is they going to trade him? I'm already seeing franchise tag rumors, but I feel like he's not going to sign that tag. He's not going to play good soldier. He's been playing good soldier for so long, and if he play good soldier, he could possibly end up like RG3, and that's definitely not what we want. So we're going to figure out what the Ravens is going to do. Shout out to the Bengals for taking care of business versus a backup, but it was a hard-fought game. Joe Burrow didn't look any better than Kirk Cousins, but they got the dub. I guess that's all that matters. So, continue.
Do you digress?
Wherever Lamar Jackson's going.
Everybody want to continue to talk about if they had Lamar Jackson.
Well, that's always going to be
If they
there.
had Lamar Jackson.
That's always going to be
If
there.
Cincinnati had Lyle Collins and Alex Kappa,
Oh, my God.
things would have been a lot different once again.
We seen y'all go to a Super Bowl without a line, so that's not enough
but
for me.
We've seen a lot of stuff happen, but we keep wanting to play fantasy football and say if was a fifth right now.
Wasn't that, speaking of fantasy football, who was your quarterback?
It was Lamar.
Okay, thank
and then
you.
I made the proper changes, man. I brought in your quarterback to save the day. And did he save the day? Nah, the defense
But
of
you
the
know who I will
Buffalo
also
Bills.
choose over my quarterback? Lamar Jackson. So
Yeah.
stop it.
Anyways, like I said, half of America's kept want to say about the Ravens and the Ravens flock was mainly the ones that was saying if Lamar Jackson was there, man. He wasn't there. Tyler Huntley came in. He played a really good game. And Cincinnati, Eli Apple, man, you've been on Toast Report for a long time since the Super Bowl, man. Get it together. I said that last week. Between Cam Taylor-Britt and Eli Apple, they had to get it together. Luckily, the defense did come together at the last second when everyone seen the longest fumble return in NFL history started off by my man Logan Wilson, ended with my man Sam Hubbard returning the 98 yards back the other way.
Bad play call.
That was the play that sealed the day and sealed the fate for the Ravens and pushed the Bengals on, even though it was still a lot of game left. It even came down to a last-minute Hail Mary that potentially could have got caught, but did not. So, to say that Cincinnati is, looking over their shoulders and right now and scared of what they got coming when they go over to the Bills this coming up Sunday, nah, it's not. Like Jared just said, this is the same offensive line that they took to the Super Bowl last year. They have Jackson Carman right now and Verdell Vollison, if I'm saying his name correct, they're backup right tackles and guards right now, but luckily Alex Kappa and Carmen Jackson, they are day-to-day right now. So potentially they could come back, but who knows, man? We're not going to go off of hopes and wishes and dreams right now. We on to the next one, man. You see what it says right here? Who they? That's all we riding, man. So, hey,
yeah, well, hopefully
on to the next one.
Hopefully they get to finish the
Last
next
but
one.
not least,
It was chest day for Will at the gym. That's why he did that.
have to flex a little bit. We on to the next round.
All right, should we talk? They survived.
The
I'm
Dallas,
telling you, Cam, I want Jamar Chase bombs. When was the last time we seen a 70 big old?
It's
TD
been a while,
from
but
Chase?
why
Against
show
some
your
backup
full hand?
DB?
You know what I mean?
Well,
why
I mean,
give
that ain't the
your full
hand.
arsenal?
That's just what
We
I'm
know
just
that's what
saying.
y'all
I
want, too.
I like when Jamar Chase scores
Jamar
60
Chase
yard
got a
touchdowns.
dunk and he got it inside of the end zone. That's all that count. We ain't gritty in it.
Did you
Ain't
say
time to
he's got
celebrate.
Did you say he had a dunk?
He got a dunk over the middle. You know what I mean, just a
I
little.
like dunked it on the field
pass.
Dunked it on the field goal post.
No, we can't touch the field goal post. That's a penalty.
Is it now?
It is.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Who used to dunk it all the time? Wasn't it
Not
like
anymore.
Ocho or somebody? Anyway.
Antonio Gates, I believe.
All right, there you go.
I hate to go back to y'all play, but I mean, there was a play in that game too where
Where the
we
left tackle
talking about
jumped
what we
off
used to do. No, we talking about the one
And they
where they
scored.
called a roughing a passer. I believe there was.
I mean, that was only right after
You know what
them
I mean?
giving us.
And there's a couple plays that's been this past week where roughing a passer has been called. That's one of the things that's really starting to irk my nerves about the NFL right now. Like, man, we got to get. We used to be when Dez dropped the ball in Green Bay and they were
Dez
trying to figure
caught
out
it.
what's a call, what's a catch,
and he caught it.
now it's what's roughing the passer, what's unnecessary roughness, what's targeting. That's one thing that I want to see the NFL get right this coming up off season. But that's just a little something I want to throw out there.
Man, I felt like that call only happened because they missed the whole false start that gave them a touchdown. So, karma does happen, but, it didn't bite them in the end completely. They just got a little stinger. But
All right, do we want to talk about? We kind of we opened
Dakota Rain Prescott balled out.
We sort of opened with him, but yeah. Final thoughts about he did ball out
last night. I mean, he
It's a
answered a
weak-ass
little bit of the
defense from a
questions that he stopped.
sub-500 team though.
Hey, man. I picked the GOAT to win. I mean, I don't bet against Tom, and I don't bet on the Cowboys. So it's like 2 and 2 go together. But Dakota Rain Prescott definitely balled out by definition. 5 total touchdowns. The team showed up like they did what we thought they wouldn't, or a lot of people thought. I mean, well, most of America, I would imagine, thought they would since it's America's team. But shout out to the Cowboys. They did what they had to do. On to the next task. What I will say now that we talk about that game is that now that we are out the tournament, I do feel like that as a because I don't necessarily hate your 49er squad, right? But I do believe that the Cowboys is a better fit for that battle than we are.
Yeah.
Especially with us not having a 2 seed. I think they're more equipped and they might fit that more physical thing. I'm not saying that we're, quote unquote soft, but like I was watching y'all game when y'all was the first game. And just thinking ahead a little bit, like I don't even know how our defense is going to stop what the hell these guys are doing. The Cowboys potentially have something for that. But I would like to kind of see this Micah Parsons and Trent Williams matchup. That's going to be lovely. See the OG versus the young bull. That'll be a nice little battle. Or even if Lawrence, well, I would think Trent will eat up Lawrence. But I think I would like to see how the Micah Parsons matchup is. I think that the Cowboys is a better matchup for the 49ers, though.
I would
the Vikings
agree.
Would have been anyway.
And we get a rematch from last year. Shit, I was looking at my Instagram. I think yesterday on Facebook I tweeted out that same Dallas picture, but so we get them again in the divisionals. it was kind of a slugfest last year. I think San Fran held them like 13 or 17 or something. So, but I was thinking the same thing. If anybody were to win, I would have been fine playing the Vikings too. I'm okay playing the Cowboys just because the boys are rolling, and that's how we do. So, Tom Brady's worst game ever. We'll see what happens. Where he
Vegas.
goes, what he does. Tommy in Vegas would be good. I was thinking Lamar would look good in black and silver. He fits that.
I don't think they got to keep him in the AFC though.
Agree, but just in terms of like optics, flashy, he would look good in just that bad boy. Similar to the Ravens,
he
I
almost
guess.
fit
That
anything though. He'd look nice in any. Almost any uniform, he could. Except for the Browns. I don't think he'd look good in them. He wouldn't look good in y'all uniform either. After saying he wouldn't look good in any other AFC North team division. I'm not just saying y'all. He wouldn't look if he was a Steeler. It wouldn't look good either. Shout out Kenny Pickett. No, everything is set. Maybe he'll look good in the Vikings purple, Jets green, Indianapolis.
Yeah. All right.
Atlanta.
Bum, bum, bum.
Please don't.
All right, so
not Chicago.
Round them up. Let's hit them with the ballers.
Well, speaking
since we did our wild card round recap, we'll hit you with the ballers of the week. We'll go from there.
Yeah, so my baller of the week was nobody other than Dakota Rain Prescott. Did he throw over 400 yards? No. Over 5 touchdowns, 4 in the air, 1 on the ground, over 100 QBR. I can't see that. But the guy did his thing, throwing it to Schultz, CeeDee Lamb wide open, finding Noah Brown. He was just carving it up, man. 305 yards, no interceptions. Everybody thought Dak throw one pick. Dak thrown a pick every game since he been back. Missed 5 games, still led the league in interceptions. So it was really a lot coming into this game, especially with the stinker that they had 2 weeks ago. It was a lot going into this game. So shout out to Dakota Rain Prescott. Yeah, I'm saying his full name. I'm a full name person. Yeah, so he did his thing. He got a big task next week. We'll see what he could do next week. But for now, yeah, he balled out. And honorable mention, since nobody else would do it. I mean, I don't know why y'all would expect me to do it, though, but shout out Daniel Jones. He did do his thing. You should have picked Daniel Jones. Because he actually balled. Your guys didn't ball.
That's big of you, man.
No, your guys didn't ball. I was sick making that graphic.
Right.
What graphic? Show them what graphic you're talking about, right?
I had to combine their stats just to make it look pretty.
That's debatable. Is this guy
Man, talking about the stats.
the most debatable baller of the week?
It's all that matters. What you see right there. That's all that matters.
One impactful play don't create a baller of the
that
week.
made the entire game change. You went from having a 14-point game for Cincinnati to being up 1 touchdown. You know what I mean? So to see those guys right there, it started off with Logan Wilson and ended with Sam Hubbard returning it, like I said before, 98 yards back to the Chris Naive. That's what really a baller is made of. Big players making big plays at big times, and that's why they was able to prevail and move on to the next round.
This is more like player of the game, not baller of the week, with other players like Daniel Jones out there who had a better performance than them.
Tomatoes.
I mean, it's, well, as we say, a homer pick, but that's all good, man. Shout out. That's a great graphic no matter what.
Anywho.
I mean, his was a homer pick too, but Purdy actually balled. He broke Joe Montana's record. I wanted to do Trevor, but those 4 picks, I couldn't do it.
Okay, there we go. That's that dude. The only rookie to ever account for 4 touchdowns in a playoff game. Second in passing yards by a rookie in a playoff game at 332, behind Russell Wilson. A lot of that's yaks, but for the last dude pick, 7th round pick, first playoff win ever, first try ever. I mean, come on. Beating his chest like King Kong. He's that dude.
I thought he was doing get the gap too.
Let me
in
switch
that
that.
picture I picked.
Was he doing the gap?
I thought that's what he was doing.
Kind of looks like it.
I thought I'd get the gap. Yeah, you put that back up. Dude had 2 tackles, man.
All right, there we go. That's my guy. That's the baller of the week. He's a dude.
I hear a lot of hate still coming from over in Jeremiah's
Hey,
direction,
man,
man.
it
I
take
don't know
talent.
what it is, man, but I expect that. Like I said, he coming from a lot of mourn right now, a sad place. It's gonna be a
Not because
long.
the Vikings lost, it's because of FanDuel, man, and DeAndre Ayton not getting me
Brock
one extra
Purdy.
rebound.
Dude, yeah, we got bad beats all over the place. Maybe we'll load those up.
Did you
Let's
put
take a-
that's debatable? I don't
That's
know.
debatable.
Man,
we got a few
that's
different
I'm
things.
more hurt about that than that playoff
right.
loss. We're gonna have another opportunity. This is still a new era, and
Well, let's get to
year one
let's-
of Kevin O'Connell. I'm very impressed. If this was Mike Zimmer, then I really, really, really feel some type of way. But it's just year one. It was a great year one.
Let's get to some betting then. Let's talk the divisional round.
Is that your phone?
First game, Jags against the Chiefs.
All right, take it away, boys. First game, Jags at Chiefs.
That's the first game of the weekend.
Saturday,
Game.
4 o'clock, 4:30.
Yes, sir.
And then,
What I mean, what's the? I don't even care.
yep,
the
2
first-
Saturday, 2 Sunday.
Yep. First game of the weekend, -8.5, meaning more than a touchdown favorite for the Kansas City Chiefs. I would definitely take the Jaguars and the points. Defense of the Chiefs is ass. I don't understand. So it's not like that they're going to be out there getting stops. I expect a shootout. If Trevor could stay clicking, if we could have less tip passes at the goal at the line of scrimmage, and more, which is weird because Trevor is 6'6", and for him to have tip passes like he's Kyler Murray or something is wild to me. But if we have more completed passes than the interceptions, like then so no first quarter like the last first quarter for the Jaguars, I expect a good game. And if I, as a betting man, I'm gonna definitely take the Jaguars and the points. Now you could take the Kansas City Chiefs money line, or you could just pick the overs because I feel like this is gonna be over 53 points anyway. I'm expecting a good game, man. Will, who you got?
As far as all your betting goes, I think I would go with the under 53.
Bengals fans telling me they rooting for the Jags. I just think that's motive, but
That
continue.
is motive for sure. And whoever said that,
Cam.
whether it's Cam, I salute my guy. I'm going with the same thing.
Motive.
I do feel like the Jazz can actually, as he said, they can make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, they got
but
all the
gotta go
talent.
through the next phase in a AFC Championship game.
Quick question. Before y'all played the Chiefs last year, nobody believed in Joe Burrow, remember? Before y'all played the Chiefs.
Will did. Oh yeah.
Okay, and the Jags fans do too. So I'm not talking about that. You don't count because you're a Bengals fan. You always believe in your team.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, in this same scenario, because the thing is, Patrick Mahomes is untouchable, unbeatable. Like he's developed this aura.
Yeah.
But y'all are the only ones who has been able to penetrate it. Now Trevor hasn't had this chance yet. He's not the how he owned Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar, and all the other young guys, except for Joe Burrow's a different class versus the Deshaun Watsons and all them because he's after them. So, and Trevor's a part of this new class who doesn't feel the effect of Patrick Mahomes like the Deshaun Watsons, and it's viewed like the Chiefs own the Bills, but it's not viewed like that versus the Chiefs and the Bengals. You feel me? Right. So as far as Trevor goes, Trevor is everything you need or want in a quarterback too, just like Patrick Mahomes. I say he's better because obviously Patrick Mahomes is still number one. But as far as what you want as a quarterback, Trevor is that. So why not the Jags? Just like it wasn't why not the Bengals last year, because I was hoping for the Bengals to beat them last year, but excited to see somebody dethrone the Giant because, as of course, they're still viewed as the Giant no matter what. That's what I'm saying. But Trevor hasn't had that Patrick Mahomes own me like Josh Allen in the 13 seconds or whatever.
I give you that. But
You watch the highlights, my guy?
hey, man, you know what I do. I'm just making sure I got my cliff notes. It's really gonna come down to, can that defense? I know that we looking at Trevor and the rest of his supporting cast to see if they can put up points, but can that defense be able to stop Patty Mack? Can they stop Travis Kelce? We know who he's going to.
No,
Pacheco.
they can't stop them.
That's
Can
the
they get
thing.
enough stops though? That's the question. And also,
And not do what they did against San Diego, because as I
Los
alluded to
Angeles.
before, did I say San Diego?
yes,
Force a habit, man. But yeah, the Chargers, the LA Chargers, SoFi Stadium zone. Can they not fall down by that many points? Because it's not too many times you're going to get those second chances to be able to come back by that many points. If you throw 4 interceptions, you're the Chiefs somehow, then you're going to be stuck and having a bad day and heading back to Duval County, and it's going to be a bad day. Can they prevail against the Chiefs? Yes. Will they prevail against the Chiefs? Yes. There's my answer right there. I'm taking the Jaguars to come over the Chiefs. You don't really got nothing to do with no fandom. I think, and I said it back a couple weeks ago, the Chiefs and the Bills have holes in that defense. I mean, that can be capitalized on. Can your man Lawrence do it? I believe so. It's going to take a lot, and it's going to take mistake-free football. That's all it has to come down to. It's not going to be easy, but it can happen. So I can keep going, but I'll let the show go.
Okay, now that you say that, you don't believe we started the show off with saying not started it off that way, but I was saying the Jaguars got everything they need to make it to Super Bowl. You said no. You were only saying no because if you believe that the Jags will beat the Chiefs, I'm looking into the mind of a Bengal fan. So you believe that in our argument earlier, what you're saying now.
Yeah, I understand.
So you don't view the Jags as a team that can make the Super Bowl. You already said that. We can run it back the tape of this same episode. Okay, so you don't believe that they can make the Super Bowl, but you think that they could beat the Chiefs. So you're basically saying you don't think that they could beat the Bengals.
The Bengals.
That's all you're saying.
The Bengals are the Bills. I mean, I'm not selling our name in there. I said the winner of Cincinnati and the Bills,
but that's like
are going to go to the Super Bowl.
A qualifier. Go ahead and put the hat.
And
go ahead and say that y'all going to beat the Bills. Go ahead and say y'all gonna beat the Bills.
I'm gonna let you say it for me.
No, I don't think that y'all gonna beat the Bills. I had the Bills coming out the AFC before the preseason. Run the tape.
I don't know why, but the one thing that Denver did against Kansas City a few weeks ago and did it well and kind of scared them. They played them well. You put a little bit of pressure on Patty, make him throw a couple of those spectacular underneath ball tosses. You got to get pressure on them, and that's one thing that Jacksonville is still coming with. And we've seen that secondary come alive against
Dallas.
That game where they came back. We seen it last week when they stopped. I mean, I don't know if you really would say they stopped the Chargers or Chargers stopped themselves.
It was a bit of both.
Yeah. So they have the chance and the opportunity to do it, but I just don't. I'm not a believer in Kansas City. I just think they have the magic in Patty Mack, and he's able to make big plays. But I think it's very possible. What that's all.
That's the freight elevator.
All right.
Yeah, that's them carving the saw through your Bengals take.
All right,
but
if there's some noise, it's a freight elevator. Don't worry about it.
All right, thanks.
Jags Chiefs -8. I'll bring up a little teaser I got cooked up, which will flex that line kind of one way or another. You guys think Chiefs cover? Chiefs haven't been very good against the spread.
No, I think the Jags cover the spread. I mean,
How about over under 53?
Oh yeah, I definitely the overs. I believe this is a shootout because the Chiefs' defense sucks. And I think Patty Mack is going to make more plays than what the Jags can stop overall. Sure. But I still got the Jags covering the spread. Or you could do over 53, either or.
All right, so what, 37-32, 35-30?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Somewhere in there, yeah. If not, the highest man getting 40. 41 to 30.
First one to 35
scored 41
wins.
last. Didn't they score 41 last night? Somebody scored 41. Y'all did, didn't you?
Same frame, yeah.
Yeah, so now I could see that.
I think it'd be right underneath 53, man. It's going to be like a field goal game. And the last time we seen the Chiefs, they were running circles and running plays and scoring touchdowns.
They was
Dude, that was a scrimmage.
Yeah.
They were just practicing.
So if they're going to come out and do that type of stuff again, then you possibly can see the over. But I don't think that Jacksonville is just going to come and lay down. And they've made it this far. I don't think they're just going to, allow, for Pacheco and Edwards-Helaire isn't in the game, but you still got Juju Smith-Schuster. You still got the whole cast.
Yeah, we got them.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think that they're going to have enough to continue to put up a lot of points this game. It's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a close game. So I'll go under.
Leading passer and touchdowns and yards isn't going to put up a shootout. Is what you're telling me? And then the hottest quarterback since week 8.
I don't know the highest.
On the other side of Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence isn't going to put up a shootout. No, I think it's going to be a shootout, and I got the Jags covering the spread. That's all I'm saying.
All right. It's gonna be like 52.5 or something like that. It's gonna be just barely.
Well, there ain't gonna.
They can't get a half in the real game.
Point, but
52.
not in the real game.
Okay, on to the next one. Saturday
half is
night.
just to mess with your brain.
Saturday night is the Giants and Feagles.
Ugh.
Right? Or Saturday night, excuse me.
You said that.
Ugh. All right, there you go.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Giants at Eagles. Eagles minus 7.5 currently. Over under at 48.
I've been at the
Here's
Eagles
what I'll do.
all year.
I guess this you pin that bet back where you have initially from the Vikings and the Eagles.
Week 2 that I was supposed to wear. Here's my. This was never meant for Philly green, but this is Philly green for this moment. Fly, Eagles, fly over top of the Giants. You know they're gonna stomp the G-men. Brian Daboll stove coach of the year for my coach and your coach. I don't know why he gets so much credit for the Giants. But, the Eagles roll back to their magical ways. I think that time off for Jalen Hurts was good. It was helpful, and he's ready to go. And this is a team, I believe they swept the Giants already. But this is one of them tricky ones, though, where you sweep a team in the regular season, they could come back for that 3-0. But so far, the teams that have swept the team in the regular season, for instance, the 49ers and the Seahawks, I think it's going to be similar to that.
I think this is one of those games where I'm trying to think, and maybe it was against the Steelers where A.J. Brown went off and had like 5 catches or like 200-something yards, whatever it was, whichever game it was, how many yards he had. He had a bunch of touchdowns and he had them early. I think
Giants versus Jags Super Bowl.
I think it's going to... Man, child, please, whoever said that. I think it's going to be... This
Jags,
one's going to be the over.
Giants,
48. I see, like you said, that week off may have helped that right shoulder of Jalen Hurts, and I think they can hook up a lot and really put it on the Giants. The Giants are going to score too. Don't get me wrong, because like we said, this is the third time they've met up, so obviously they know a little bit about the Eagles too.
Well, the Eagles coming off a bye. I mean,
and
an extra week.
I like what Thibodeau comes off of that end, and he's coming quick too. So I like what their defensive pressure is really bringing, and it's going to take a lot to that to stop Jalen Hurts. But I think as far as those corners out there for the Giants, I think they're going to have a rough day with A.J. Brown, because we already know that's the main target that Hurts is going to. I mean, I guess you still got Smith out there also.
I was going to say, dude, Devontae, AJ, they're going to have a big game. Zach Ertz.
I'm expecting a big game out of both
Zach
of those
Ertz, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
He's back fully healthy. That run game, Miles
Hurts is going to spread the ball around.
Dude, yeah, they got a lot of different ways to do it. So
who has more rushing
yards? Lincoln
Jalen?
Financial Stadium too, so it's not going to be easy with that crowd.
Who has more rushing yards, Jalen Hurts or Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones?
I'm going Danny Dimes, because I don't feel that Hurts is going to have to run for his life as much Danny Dimes is. I think Hurts is really just going to be putting on a show as far as the passing game. I think you can see over like 350 yards from him.
All right, here you go.
Like that.
According to DraftKings, rushing yards props, Daniel Jones over under 45.5, Jalen Hurts over under 50.5.
I say both go over.
That's a lot of yards.
Because it won't
Tease
be.
that baby down.
There's going to be more running from the quarterbacks than passing, and there's going to be more design runs. It was a lot more design runs. Like Daniel Jones did this thing. I know the Eagles, I feel like, is going to prepare better, and it might be easier to prepare for a scrambler when you have a scrambler. I've been seeing. I think it's going to come down to the who do what more on their legs more so than make that extra pass. It's who can make that extra play.
Kansas State Wildcats and the Kansas Jayhawks going into overtime in the Sunflower Showdown going on tonight. It's number 2 and number 13 ranked in the country. I was going to mention that, but we haven't got to college basketball yet. And I didn't bet on it. I wonder what all right. K-State, man. They're not too bad. Top 10 football team, top 15 basketball team. 17-time national crop judging champion K-State.
Yeah, they did bad though, giving
Judged
them
the shit out of
Alabama.
that corn, man.
They should have never gave them Alabama though.
Dude,
They should
that
have
was
given them
gross.
somebody
All right.
like Oregon.
Let's keep it going. Receiving props, A.J. Brown over 69. Devontae Smith over 60. Richie James over 42.
Easy, man. They
All right.
both over 60. 59,
Sunday, 3 o'clock. The big bad 2 Bs, B versus B, Bengals, Bills. What do we got? The line is... Okay, there we go. Bills -5, over under at 49.
Bills are 5-point favorites.
That's it, man.
That's a weird. The 5-point favorite thing, in a football game. I mean, that's just of course they got to win by a touchdown or 2 field goals, whatever the case. Anything more than 5. But I definitely take the over 49. Bengals don't cover. Bills come out on top. You could take the Bills money line. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow over 250. Jamar Chase.
We want shootouts.
Yeah. Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs both go over 60. Just to play it safe. Anytime touchdown. Dawson Knox, and
No props out yet.
that's probably not gonna hit to the weekend. That's why I'm waiting to make my bet.
What's today? Tuesday? They should be out. Should be out tomorrow or Thursday,
Yeah,
I think. Anyway,
but
all right. You think Bills cover, Willie?
I'm just hoping that they
Bengals
finish
get-
the game. I mean, hey, dude's okay now. Can we crack a little jokes?
Dude, for sure.
I mean, like,
Well, I ain't saying no prayers up this week, man, because we got to come in and take care of business.
Oh yeah, fuck them.
You know.
Bills, horns down. Whatever the Bills saying is. No, dude, let it fly. We don't care.
hello.
Hey,
You
I
coming
think
to
it's
the
you
mafia?
can go with the over on this
Yeah,
one.
I
The Bill,
get it.
I think the Bengals do cover. So
You think the Bengals win?
I do think the Bengals will win, of course.
All right, Will, give us a quick. Break it down.
We already know the last 3 weeks they had no La'el Collins, no Alice Kappa, no Jonah Williams, and now you got to rely on Jackson Carman and Cardell Volson. So that's where the key of the game for Cincinnati has to come from. And everybody wants to see a high-flying, shoot 'em up from the 3 guys that we roll with in T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase. But in order for Cincinnati to win this game, it's going to come down to Samaje P. Ryan and Joe Mixon. In order for them to really get the ground game running, that's how you open up for the pass game. And it's going to take a little bit of Hayden Hurst to be able to stand in there and block just a little bit to help out that right tackle or left tackle or what may have you. So that's the things that Cincinnati has to do to come out with this victory. It's not like it can't happen. As far as the defense, we know Eli Apple cannot let Stephon Diggs go high. Cam Taylor-Britt can't let Gabe Davis go high. We need Von Bell and Jesse Bates to really step up and play center field at all times. And for Sam Hubbard to do what he did last week, and also Trey Hendrickson to actually get in there because he didn't get any recorded tackles or sacks this past week. The middle of BJ Hill and DJ Reader, they really got to stay right there. And Logan Wilson got to play spy on Josh Allen because we know he's going to want to take off. So Cincinnati can do each and every one of these things that I just laid out, but it won't be easy because, like I said, they're going up there to wherever the Bills Stadium is called, and it's going to get loud. They're going to want that rematch that was going on in Cincinnati, but now it's in their backyard. So, hey, 5-1-3 stand up. We don't play them, they play us, and that's how it's going to be. So I see we gonna put up some points. They going to put up some points, but McPherson, hey, man, do your job, man. That's all it really comes down to. McPherson
You know what he
got to
sound
do
like,
his
Ryan?
job.
You know what he sound like, Ryan? Remember last week when I said this isn't the caping segment? This almost sounded like the caping segment, what he just did.
Yeah.
Remember when I put my cape on for the whole damn team and just started naming every single player?
Nah, I broke down each and every part of the game that has to go down.
And so did I.
Special teams,
And so did
defense.
I know the game. You know why you did that? Because you need every single one of them players to come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know-
not right.
Yeah,
That's
because
not-
if they don't, you know why?
It's an L.
Thank you. So
caping?
you
You
did
caping, it's all
exactly
good.
what I did.
Okay.
Except this ain't the caping segment, but we might as well make it the caping because you just put your cape on.
All right.
I mean, I guess
That was my breakdown of the game.
Man, listen, dog.
Segment.
Man, you saved me, y'all. You nervous?
let him
You
do his
scared?
No nerves.
Your
It's
heart
no
almost
nerves. I
stopped.
don't. I've been saying it. Go back to when I stopped putting the Bills like at 7, 8, 9, and 10 on my list. There's holes in that secondary that
You
can
knew
be
it was a
exploited.
chance. You knew
Oh
it was
man,
a
I mean,
chance.
they just gave up 24 to the Dolphins. Come
Right.
on, Skylar Thompson put up 9 the week before. Give me a break.
So you don't think
Tyler Huntley?
dude,
Everybody come and do
I
something?
abandoned
Didn't
that.
Tyler Huntley just have
I
a good
abandoned
game?
that Bills defense week 5 in fantasy. Man, that's junk after about week 6. Ravens and Bengals, I don't know. Throw that out the window. Start it over. Bills got some holes.
Hey,
It's
man.
a lot of holes in that game.
They're gonna be
man.
motivated.
Cincinnati's
See, I thought they
offensive
were-
line.
I thought the Bills were
their
gonna be
defense,
motivated.
and
Y'all
Sunday.
defensive line too. Ain't y'all banged
Our
up?
defensive line is good.
Are y'all healthy now?
Yeah,
Y'all good?
It's just Hendrickson's hand on the other end.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hit that club. We gonna see, man. We gonna
Yep.
see. I'm predicting the AFC Championship of the
You
Jags
still
and
got
the Bills.
Pruitt out there, Logan Wilson.
Look,
It's a
hang
lot
on,
of
Will.
guys that still gonna
Hang
come
on,
up
Will.
and hit.
Say that again.
I'm predicting the AFC Championship game of the Jags and the Bills.
Clip it. Good. Got it. All right, moving on. My
Jags
guys.
and Bengals, sir.
You got the Bengals winning. You got a prediction?
Of course, man. I gotta go probably like 35-24, man. I think we
I like it. Hell
Who
yeah.
have a bigger day, Stephon Diggs or Jamar Chase?
neither. I'm going T. Higgins.
Oh, all right.
Of him having, he's gonna be the best receiver that day.
He'll have the biggest day between
Yeah.
Chase and Diggs.
Yeah.
Nah, dog.
Stephon Diggs, I think, will have a bigger
Stephon
day.
Diggs had 100 yards and he didn't score,
Right.
but he did have.
Market.
All right, so what's the night game? The game.
Cowboys.
Of course, the
and
very
49ers.
last game of the week.
America's team, the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see, 3.5, over under 46. Like I said, I think I like the overs.
What's that?
Dallas will probably get some points in
Is that
there.
a total of what? 10 Super Bowl, 8 Super Bowls between one team, 9 Super Bowls between two teams.
5 and
think
Dallas has 5. 2. Pittsburgh has 6, right? And New England has 6.
Yeah,
San Fran has 5. I think Dallas has 5.
so 10 Super Bowls between the two teams.
Good. Beat Jerry Jones. Get him the hell out of there. The Cowboys, what? First playoff win in 20 years?
Nah, first
10
road
years.
playoff. Because
Whatever.
they beat Russell Wilson a
Too
couple years
long.
ago.
They suck. Get them out of here. I hope they just will run it down their faces. Dak's going to make some things happen. The Cowboys are a good team. I mean, they're what, 12-4. You don't 12-5. You don't win 12 games being shitty.
No,
Playing
they
the
got-
AFC, NFC East, you do.
And the
Like I
NFC
said-
East this year is the best division in football. They had a team that was right in the hunt, and then they got 3 teams that's still alive right now. Look, they're playing each other. One of the 2 teams is playing each other. So the NFC East, so their record is legit. I think, as I said earlier, I think the Cowboys, we don't have to clip this. Don't tell me where this is at. This will skipped over. Just want to make my highlights. But the Cowboys is probably a better matchup for the 49ers than we would have been. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think Micah Parsons and that defense will be motivated. I think what's my man name? Fred Warner and of course Nicky Bosa will be motivated. I'm interested to see what's Charvarius Ward. Charvarius Ward. I'm interested to see this matchup because he's a very physical corner, and DK kind of had a big game last week on Saturday. So I'm real interested to see what can CD Lamb do against that same type of physicality. They starting Jason Peters at left tackle, but besides that, their line should be good enough to hold up. Maybe it might be a couple sacks here and there. But I'm expecting a good game, man. I think this might be the type of defense that could give Brock Purdy some problems, but it's just so many weapons on that side of the ball. that it might not still affect Brock Purdy. And from what I see so far, Brock Purdy is unafraid, and that's what you want in a quarterback. He's not afraid of the moment, and it doesn't look like the moment is too big. But I still haven't seen him against a great or good team in a big moment. I've only seen him in kind of big moments versus so-so teams that it's nothing to come back against, which is like the Raiders. And yeah, the Seahawks made it. Shout out to Geno Smith, but it's still a so-so team. They were 9-8, barely above 500. I mean, this is what it is. I want to see Brock Purdy against a team like this, and of course, moving forward, I think this should be a good matchup, and it's rightfully the last game of the week.
All right, yeah. Dallas has the 6th-ranked defense. San Fran obviously has the top-ranked defense in yards allowed. The Niners' passing defense is the weaker spot of the defense.
It's always like that, too.
The rush game, they're just going to own that. Nick Bosa's going to have to get in there and cause a ruckus like he do. Defensive Player of the Year. Should do his thing. Yeah, that's like I said earlier at the beginning. CeeDee Lamb will have some spots in the middle of that field for sure. CeeDee Lamb overs, Gallup overs, we'll see what those bring. Schultz. So the passing attack, they'll have to shut it down. But they'll be prepared. DeMeco Ryans will have them juiced up and ready to go. If anybody's, you talk about motivation, losing your having your third string court, your practice squad QB leading you through the playoffs. All those veteran defensive dudes in that locker room got his back. So Purdy's got all the supports he needs from the inside, which is a good thing and only helps him out. They're playing at home. It's Sunday night. All the lights will be on. And the 49ers, couple NFC championships in recent memory. They're looking to turn that corner, wash the sour taste out of their mouth from last year and the Rams. So I'm looking forward to it. I like the overs. Here's my teaser. So I was looking at it, got the 4 playoff games. I did a 7-point teaser. It looks something like this. All right, so there you go. Picks on the left. Kansas City Chiefs minus 8.5, 7-point teaser. Got them down to 1.5. So that's looking nice. The good thing is the money's 2-1. So I got the Chiefs minus 1.5, the Eagles minus 0.5, Bengals plus 12, Niners, Cowboys over 39. All of that seems very doable to my fans in the chat. Let me know what you think. What else? Oh, Mr.
That would mean the Bills would have to
Rams Nation. Sorry, Thompson. Huh? What's up, Jer?
Bills would have to win by 13 for that to fall through, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So I like it.
No, yeah, I like that because I
just
think
another way to attack the playoffs. If you don't like
4-point victory for whoever win.
All right,
4-point, 3-point victory might come down to a touchdown game, unless Josh Allen or Joe Burrow throw a pick.
But there it is, nice little 2-1 teaser. I think I threw $30 on it or something.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's one I like. I did not throw, like I mentioned we were talking off cam. I needed one more steal out of LeBron James for a $250 payday. But as my dad would say, shit, they don't play defense anyway. I don't know what you'd expect.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know what you should expect. A 7'3" man to get at least 6 rebounds. And DeAndre Ayton, count your fucking days.
Dude, man.
Count your days. I'm talking about I think a 2-band parlay. The only thing that missed was this man not getting that extra board, bro. It's just a lot of close. Rico, you in the chat, man. You know how these losses has been, bro. Shout out to my dude Rico Freeman, man. He been guiding me through these losses and some of these wins I've been having. But man, Austin Eckler needed a few more yards. Christian McCaffrey. I picked the Jags to cover, and obviously they won. It's like I'm just this close to coming out on top, and it's so irritating that I bet more and lose again. Like that's where the addictive trait comes from, especially when on your very first bet, when you make your first 5 bets, you win 18 out the gate. It's like, oh my god, it's easy. But I made some good choices that day. You gotta stop. Don't depend on role players. Don't depend on soft big man. You might win you some money.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah, not chasing that. You know, they call it on tilt, just loading it back up. You know, get your units right. You know, if you $10 every bet, stay consistent.
Yeah,
you know, there's a difference between betting and gambling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
I'm somewhere. It's only been 2 weeks, and I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm almost about to call that 1,800.
You know,
so for the people in the bag, why don't you explain the difference between betting and gambling? Gambling is what? Taking risks. Betting is
I'm gonna bet the crib on this victory that the Bills win versus I'm gonna just spend $5 to see if I can flip it into 2,000.
Well, and there's some. I like to think of betting as I am placing a bet with some information. I got some insight. I know something about the game. I've got an edge one way or another. You know, I know the team well versus gambling.
taking a jack.
It's really taking a chance.
KD's up to MVP futures. He's 10-1. You know, I'll throw $20 on that. When K-State gets into the tourney, I'll sprinkle 20 on him to get to the Elite Eight. It's gambling, gotcha. So betting is more informed with some information. Is trying to find those edges of where to exploit the defense. Some props like that. CeeDee Lamb in the slot against the Niners defense that usually gives up more yardage to somebody in the slot. You have the edge for props like that kind of thing. So.
Jermaine Thompson said he almost hit for 40 bands.
I almost came with 30 bands this weekend, but it came down to Austin Eckler,
18 leg parlays,
Christian McCaffrey, but not just. I went after the show. Because you've been giving way before I even started betting, which is I should have been texting you more with this. Some of these things I've been putting together to really get more of your insights. Now that I understand a little bit more, but you've been coaching me on betting since I met you, so but I put together some parlays that in my mind is, in betting nothing is guaranteed, as they say, but in my mind and Jared's mind and Jared's world, what you have it, I thought I put together some pretty guaranteed stuff. Like if you average nine rebounds, right? I'm gonna put 6, right? Yeah. But for the instance of DeAndre Ayton, he averages 8, 9. He usually always goes over 6, but he do got the moments. And today or last night on Martin Luther King Day was one of those moments where he did not reach his 6th milestone. But taking a chance, but cutting it lower. I'm trying to cut it lower than what the actual average is to almost guarantee me the dub. Right. But can't pick that extra role player to count on. I lost trying to depend on a role player to get a certain amount of rebounds one time, and added him to my parlay because I added him to the parlay and made the parlay go up. But it was, that was the bet, the gamble, taking a chance on Jared Vanderbilt for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, he's like, who is that? Yeah, exactly. I know who he is, and he should have been capable of getting 4 rebounds or whatever it was.
And see, there's a little bit of that too. Is bet what you know. I go to Twitter, dude. Gambling Twitter, sports betting Twitter is where it's at. Follow sharps, handicaps, dudes that know their thing, and it's
those type of things. I still got to understand the language.
Yeah,
I got to get better with the betting language. But as far as the numbers, what players to trust, I already knew that's the type of information, and I know how to search what player, check their last 10 games, and see how if they haven't gone under 5 and. They keep consistently somewhere around 8. I'm going to try to take the middle just to try to make sure I win versus guaranteeing that they're going to get 10 to 12 rebounds, which is abnormal. One of my guys bets that Klay Thompson hit 6 threes on a night that he didn't. Now, ironically, Klay just hit 6 threes a couple nights ago, but he didn't bet that night.
That's for instance... K-State, the Ohio State men, they've lost 4 straight since that Purdue game. So, top 25 team. I'm just going to try and find it here.
A couple of nail biters there, too.
They go to Nebraska tomorrow. Get right.
Covered. I'm learning my lesson with the Buckeyes. Because they usually cover because they're going to lose by a couple points if they do lose.
All right. So, Buckeye men on a 4-game losing streak. And they go to Lincoln. Iowa. They go to Lincoln, Nebraska tomorrow. Take on Nebraska ball.
I think it's Iowa on the weekend.
Nebraska's bad. Might be a get-right game for the Buckeyes. They're laying 4.5 on the road. I don't see a money line. It's locked out, but So that's one of those things. Eventually, they got to turn it around. And I mean, they got way more talent than a Nebraska team. But, talent's not too bad. But this is one of those spots where the Buckeyes, only given 4.5. They play like they can or play like they did, 2 weeks ago against North Carolina. You're going to smoke them, cover that kind of thing. So, it's, keep your eyes open and bet what you know. For instance, the Blue Jackets right now are losing because they're the worst team in the NHL.
Literally.
So I've got the Nashville Predators in a money line parlay with the Philadelphia Flyers, who play the Anaheim Ducks tonight. The Ducks are probably the second and third worst team in the NHL. So I took both those money lines at like plus 200 or something.
And I bet on them to lose a couple nights ago, and they ended up winning. The damn Ducks.
And that's how that goes too. So
that'd be crazy.
Anyway. Well, let's see. Superman capes. Let's close it with that. Unless you guys got any other bad beats, bets, lines that you like.
I could make a list of the bets that I made that was so close. I know I missed out on 30,000 this weekend.
San Antonio's up 64-58 right now in the middle of the third. Live line. Brooklyn Nets getting 3.5. So if you think the Nets are going to win, they're also plus 125 on the money line. So if you think the Brooklyn Nets are going to come back and beat the Spurs in the next quarter in 3 minutes, there's a positive bet for you.
Man, I think I took an over of 222 in that game. What's that score?
The Nets, the score is 64-58. The live over-under is at 207. So you're looking like
that's because
looking way under.
Yeah, when I made the bet, that was with assuming that Kyrie was going to play, and he's not playing tonight. Yep. Without Kyrie playing, and obviously no Kevin Durant already, that team's going to struggle to score when their next best player isn't a scorer at all. So that's
another one of those things is
I bet that I thought that was going to be good tonight. Might not be unless they go over. Unless the Spurs blow them out, because I need the total overs. I didn't pick a winner of the game.
Betting NBA is tough, especially when they those late lineup releases an hour before Kyrie's sitting. Boom, there you go.
Because when I made my fantasy lineup this morning, it still said Kyrie was going to play because he's on my team. And then when I went back, it told me that Paul George was playing. I just looked at it and it said Kyrie wasn't playing. I'm like, bro, what? But no, that's betting for you. That's debatable. Who am I put? I mean, obviously, I'm not, your team is still in it. Your team is still in it. What we said last week is that we're caping for our teams. Do you have another choice? No. Who are you caping for? Someone specifically in this game, Ryan?
Ooh, let me think about that. Yeah, probably the secondary. So, what do I need from San Francisco? Do the things they do on the offensive end. You got multiple guys to do that, so I don't necessarily need to rely on one person. I'm okay with Brock Purdy just doing his thing. He can throw an interception, it'll be okay. We got the weapons to bet. If Kittle's having an off game, Debo, CMC picks up whoever. They got options. So on the defensive side is where it's going to have to matter. D'Amico Ryans, I think, will come up with a good game plan. I got no problem in them shutting down Tony Pollard and Zeke. I mean, they are a fairly dynamic duo, but I'm good there. So maybe it comes down to the linebacking core, Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner. Because shutting down the middle of that field, Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is a monster over the middle, and he gets blasted. So, Hufanga at strong safety, or if it's our, maybe the nickel cornerback. But
do you think Ward will follow him? Because I think he followed DK, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know how they're going to play it. So, 49ers secondary, you're going to have to show up, not give up. They gave up a 50-yard TD to DK last weekend, I believe.
Yeah, he was looking.
You got to shut that shit down. Game. No big plays, nothing over the top. So that's what the strength. That's what I need. The 49ers secondary, put that Superman cape on. No big plays, nothing over the top. Keep in the middle, just take care of business. That's what I'll go with, because the thing that would break the back, a big play or two, really change the game like that. So that's what I'm asking for. Other than that, just keep doing what they're doing.
I kind of hope that they do give up some big plays just so I can see how Brock Purdy answers. But this is just me looking on the outside. But I don't see you guys losing. Even You already put your cape on us 2 segments ago. You was kind of early. You named the whole squad. Do you want to? I should have gave you this. Do you want this? Because I ain't got no reason to. You want to go ahead, but go ahead. Who do you? You caping for your Bengals? You clearly caping for your Bengals, and it's not Joey B. I believe you trust in him. I believe it's their secondary Eli Apple.
Well,
maybe.
that way we can. This will be a good clip too. So, Will, Superman cape, take us away.
All right. It's specifically for that offensive line and the running back core of Samaje P. Ryan and Joe Mixon. If you have a good run game, it's going to open up for that explosive passing that everybody wants to see. So only thing those guys got to come out and do, keep Joe upright and run the ball, get first downs, play completion ball. That goes for Hayden Hurst, too. He's a part of that offensive line. He's part of the receiver core. He's going to play a big role in this game. So it's going to come down to who can get first downs, who can get touchdowns, and don't give up any holdings, don't give up any turnovers. We've seen Hayden Hurst put one on the ground this past week, and we've seen Jamar Chase drop a couple this past week also. So in order for them to get the dub, it's going to take a lot from that offensive production. The defense, Jared knows who it is. I'm pretty sure that's who he's going to be putting his cape on for is Eli Apple. But Jared, take it away.
Oh, I'm not caping for nobody in that damn game. Josh Allen, no, come on. I'm not gonna pick the same game that either one of you two guys pick at all. That's just I don't care. You're zooming in on the wrong guy, buddy. Wrong guy, buddy. There we go. You gotta get this way. This is the phase you want.
Gotcha.
Right here. All right, but no, I'm not gonna cape for your Bengals or anybody on that damn team. I'm not gonna cape for you guessed it. I'm not gonna get cape for your team. I really appreciate your team. No, he probably did. We should run a tape of the capes. Now he probably did give the most cape because his first 4 weeks was crazy. I had to cape for the kid. All he did was still prove Mike Tomlin's a winner. That's all he did, dude. Because if he would have stuck with Mitchell, y'all know Mike Tomlin wouldn't have had a winning record. Don't act sleepy now, buddy. You don't want to part of the Steelers. Shout out to your team, the 49ers. Bengals, I don't give a damn about them. I'm sorry. It's not nothing against you. I just don't like the fan base. I guess that kind of includes you, buddy. I'm sorry, but I love you, brother.
For sure.
Hey, if I had to pick a friend to get to the Super Bowl, it actually had to be your team. But the prince that was promised, that was stolen from nigga right, but that's what they called it, man. That we're trying to make that trend. That's Trevor Lawrence. Of course, I'm caping for Trevor. Sever for Trevor, cape for Trevor. He playing on Saturday. He haven't lost on a Saturday. They even corrected me and said that when Justin Fields beat him, it wasn't on a Saturday. So the man is literally undefeated on Saturday football. That's including high school championships, and that's including college championships. He's built for the playoffs. Like I said earlier, if you rewatch the highlights when he threw each interception except the fourth one. The fourth one, he was kind of like, yo, what the fuck am I going? What am I doing? What's going on? But the first three, he was unwavered, unworried, unbothered, and it was just some weird stuff going on at the line. But I need you to come out strong, young man, from start to finish. Your team is equipped. Your coach is equipped. Andy Reid, Dougie P. This is interesting matchup of coaches because Dougie P did something that Andy Reid couldn't do, and that's win in Philadelphia. Now, we don't know. I don't know what happened with the Carson Wentz thing of Dougie, because honestly, Dougie P should still be in Philly, but he's not. He might possibly be in a better situation for the future because he got him a quarterback that will be dominant one day if he's not already dominating this game. But anyway, I'm putting on my case for Trevor Lawrence, man. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Just have a strong game. It's not easy to beat that big, bad Patty Mac and that team. So just do what you've been doing the last 8 weeks and just ball out, and I believe you will come out on top. My money's on you. Literally. Trevor Lawrence.
All right, there it is.
And Danny Dimes, you definitely going to need your cape because you're not going to beat the Eagles without a cape. So.
And K-State got it done in overtime. Number 13, Kansas State Wildcats knocking off the number 2 KU Jayhawks, 83-82.
That's good.
At the Octagon of
Kansas won
Doom.
championship last year, didn't they?
Huh?
Didn't Kansas win championship?
Yep.
That's right. Yeah,
largest comeback in
down
finals
17
history.
or something. Yeah.
Down 16 or 17.
Yeah, Kansas. Yeah, I'm happy K-State.
Word up. Yep.
Because I'm big.
Way to go, Kitties.
I'm big
I know,
big
bunch-
Tar Heel Nation over here.
All right. Okay, that's all we got. Thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in.
We ain't even got to
Final
touch it on
thoughts?
basketball. Ain't nobody looking like
Oh.
that. Ain't nobody looking like that. I don't think we got any shout outs, man. Just, we're looking forward to the offseason. Skull Gang.
Let's go. Happy January, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the MLK weekend. Check out yamomedia.com. There should be some footage of the battle in the 614. Some excellent games over the weekend. Other than that, good luck on your bets.
Trevor Lawrence.
What's up? T-Law.
Good day.
Bye-bye. Night. Here we go.
We got done before 10. That's not bad. Oh,